Have you ever tasted or smelled just any food at home or at a restaurant that brings you back in time, to either to your grandma's house, to a family gathering, or to a special holiday like we had recently, like Dia de los Muertos? Well, recipes are not only things that we pass on or just follow, but they're actually love stories, love letters, and also just different variations of what our culture is and how through generation to generation, we pass these love stories that brings us back to that special moment. So as I was telling y'all earlier today, we are in someone very special's kitchen where she's going to teach us about her culture, about a special recipe that her family has done from generations to generations. So please give it up for Miss Wen.
Mabuhay! Hi! I'm Gwen and I'm Japanese and Filipino, but today we're going to be making a recipe from the Philippines. We're making lumpia.
Hello, me. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I am well. I'm so excited. Tell me a little bit about the background story. What is that special food that bring you back to that special moment in life that you share so many memories for?
For sure. Yes, so today I'm going to be making lumpia. Lumpia is essentially an egg roll. It's the Filipino version of it. And I think it holds a special place in my heart just because growing up, I always made it with my mom. You know, she would make the filling and I would be just rolling it up for her. And this would be made, for birthdays, for any housewarmings, for Christmas. Like this is the staple dish that, all the Filipinos make, whether it's for birthdays or funerals or anything. Yeah. So yeah, this is really honestly an easy recipe, but it has so much flavor. It holds such one of my best or favorite memories in my life, with my cousins in the Philippines, New Year's Eve. It just holds a very special place in my heart. So
I think it's always that one dish, like you always make with your mom, and no matter what, like it's like, well, my mom taught me, so why shouldn't I just teach you that too?
yes,
So okay, yeah, no, I that's actually really nice. I can't wait to try it.
it's actually
I can't wait to make it.
my first time making it. So mom, if you're watching this, please just
It's gonna be
constructive
good.
criticism is fine,
It's gonna be good. I can
but
tell.
don't yell at me. I'm scared. Okay.
So, what are the ingredients actually for this dish?
Yes.
First of all,
So honestly, this is, I would say, a fairly healthy recipe. So if you're a mom trying to sneak in some vegetables for your kids, this is definitely the recipe. This recipe has green bell peppers, celery, red onions, carrots, garlic, actually lots of garlics, a whole bulb of garlic. And it has ground pork as the main meat. And we also have Chinese wrappers that we cut in half. And we'll show you how to roll it in a second.
so that's a lot of vegetables. Actually,
Yeah.
I can't wait to try it. I
Yeah,
can't wait to try it.
you get your
Okay.
fiber in there.
Hey, listen. Especially for the gym baddies,
Yes.
Just in case you need
And your
something quick.
protein,
Oh,
exactly.
and protein too. So of course. All right.
Need that.
So we were talking about how to make lumpia. And of course, magic that we have here in the podcast is here's all the ingredients. So you said this one kind of takes the carrots,
Yes.
onions,
Yes.
protein, which would be the pork, correct?
Yeah, we have ground pork that I marinated in fish sauce and also some chicken bouillon powder. And then I just grounded up some carrots, some green bell peppers, celery. We have some green onions. That's what I forgot to say. Red onions and white onions in there. And one egg. And you just kind of mix it all together.
Okay. And you know how we were talking about pretty much just going how different foods kind of just transport us back to that time, right?
Yes.
So I actually have a special dish that I also made too, which we're gonna try later on, which is mole. But I kind of had a little tweaking with it, because I was like, oh, in some places where we live, we might not have the right ingredients.
Yeah.
We're trying to be the best that we can make stuff, right?
Yeah. As long as it's not Rachel Ray's version, then I think we're okay.
I think we're good with that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, right? This is your first time doing it. Was there any tweaking that you did? And if so, how do you think your ancestors will feel about it?
So I don't have a food processor, and my mom was always telling me that I needed a food processor, but I was like, no, I don't. I can just cut it up. I can use a blender. But she was right, ultimately. I use the blender. There's a bit of a difference. Like, it's a little bit more mushier, but If you're into that, then I recommend it. But that's how I modified and modernized my take on the lumpia.
So then, how will we start to make it? Of course, you said we have the sheets, we have the mixture of it.
Yes.
Actually, not gonna lie, for the mole too, I'll explain a little bit later, but I ended up using wheat bread, so we're not telling my ancestors that at all.
Oh, yeah. No, let's keep that. That's between all of us, okay?
Especially Dia de los Muertos that just passed by too.
Yeah.
I'm like,
we're getting disowned. You're getting disowned.
Listen, I'm not gonna make the afterlife after that. They're gonna be like kicked out. But also,
anyways,
how are we gonna make this over?
Okay. I'm gonna show you how to make it, and then after this, I want you to make your own version of it. Okay. So we're gonna take about, I would say this is a good 1 tablespoon of the filling, and we're just gonna plop it on to the bottom of the triangle. And I did cut these in half because half is honestly all you need. If you do more, it's just a little too much. I use these, and I just cut it in half just like that.
She said.
Like and subscribe.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm gonna tuck in one corner. Just kind of get that in there. Tuck in the other corner. Make sure it's stuck in there.
Okay, did your mom ever tell you what tucking is? Like, you know, sometimes when you're doing something, they're like, tucking the baby here, tucking the baby there. No. And they're like, roll it. Okay.
My mom's mean.
It's actually like... I feel like our generation is gonna be like, you know how you rolled a, a Devil's lettuce? You're gonna check it in, and then you make sure it spreads nicely.
Would I tell my kids that? Maybe.
Listen.
Like in a few years, maybe it'll be fully legalized, and we can. This is like an open table conversation. Anyways, okay. So I did tuck it in, and I rolled it over. I folded it over, and then towards this, when you get like a full triangle right here, just kind of brush on this egg wash. And put it all over. Make sure it's nice and tight, okay? Like
like me.
Period. Okay.
Wait. Okay. So I'm gonna try that. Okay?
Yeah, your turn.
Okay.
Let's
so you
see.
said we're gonna pull up the little triangle here. All right. And honestly, as we were making this, I was talking a little bit about, what Dia de los Muertos is. For Dia de los Muertos for us is pretty much a day of remembrance, We always, because people always criticize us because they're like, how are y'all this religion or how are y'all this, but y'all celebrate La Muerte, and we're like, we're not celebrating La Muerte. Dia de los Muertos is more of a holiday where we just remember. So kind of what we're doing right now, like it's like you said, lumpia can be done at funerals and stuff. Dia de los Muertos, we remember our ancestors by making these special foods,
Yeah.
For example, the mole that we make, it's very traditional. It's actually very Aztec. Actually, a lot of people don't know this, but there's a form of mole that is done in Nigeria. So, of course, when the slaves were brought to Mexico, especially in like the southern part of Mexico, they started making this paste. And of course, we're like, you know what? Let's try to make it our own.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the reasons why it came to be, and like why we made mole in regards to like, we're like, you know what? Let's add our chocolate.
Yeah,
let's add our breads, let's add our cookies.
You said to like kind of dim down the spice, right?
Yeah,
the chocolate.
Exactly. So how about
I think that's so smart.
Is this like originally from the Philippines, or did it come from other parts of like Asia?
Yeah. So this one was definitely inspired from China. With the Philippines, it was colonized about 2 to 3 times. It was just kind of there. But we were colonized by Spain, by Japan, and also China. So a lot of Chinese immigrants who came in kind of incorporated their dumpling method into the food culture. So these are actually called Shanghai lumpia. So obviously Shanghai, China. This is their way, or the mixture and combination of Filipino and Chinese cuisine in this dish. So it's a dumpling, but it's the Filipino version of a dumpling.
I think that did.
That's beautiful. You ate with that. Yes. I think you're basically Filipino now.
Hey, wait, let's see. The thing, I need the voice though. I cannot save my life. I really cannot sing.
Yeah.
I want to have that voice. Like,
yeah.
I feel like the Filipino culture is everything's about, let's do a production. I'm about it, but I can't sing.
Yeah, there's like, I heard this myth in the Philippines where it's kind of like, well, obviously it's a mythology, but there was just like an ancient past where a lot of sirens, you know, took over the Philippines and kind of, and yes,
Really?
that's like the myth, the folklore of it all. That's why they say that Filipinos can sing, but I don't know about it. I don't know much about it. I just think it's cool. I feel like it kind of makes sense too.
Honestly, this is why mermaids are real. A lot of people don't know this, but Oaxaca, you know, it's part of the coast too as well. But where I was originally born, it was in Veracruz. So in Veracruz is like a big port where we have a lot of transportations coming in and out. So many of our stuff is fish. But I was telling you about the mermaids.
Yeah.
So there's a little like folklore too, saying that if you're a man and you're single, don't get too close to
The waters.
yeah, because they said the mermaids always looking to lure men and everything, but they lure them with their songs. So I'm like,
I
how
have a
come?
theory. I'm like, what if Mexico and the Philippines were colonized because the sirens were luring these colonizers?
I mean,
Ferdinand Magellan, Christopher Columbus. Yeah.
I mean, it did say the Philippines are like little Mexico.
Yeah.
Actually, you know,
Well, we were colonized by Spain, so.
no, actually, you know what's okay? This is something that I actually learned recently.
Okay.
That Mexicans and Filipinos are actually really close in because Spain came to Mexico first.
Yeah.
And then they took some of like the Mayans, the Aztecs, and brought them there.
That's so interesting.
So you know that's why when people are like, you know, the Filipinos are like the
Yeah.
little Mexican versions
Yeah, the
of
Mexican
Asia.
Asians.
It's,
Yeah.
But
crazy to
but
hear,
you know,
yeah.
and that's actually something that actually came up too recently, which was like that is I'm like, so we are related.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're literally cousins.
No, I think so. Like my last name is super, super like Hispanic Rivera Medina. But it's crazy that you say,
Mine's not. Mine's
oh, we don't talk about that.
we don't talk about that section. But anyways.
No, but I think that's so interesting that the Mayans and Aztecs were also moved to the Philippines because we also have a form of like indigenous people there too.
Really?
So what they say is that Ferdinand Magellan, who was the colonizer who I guess founded the Philippines, he killed the chief of the tribe, which his name was Lapu Lapu, which is named after a fish. So I don't know how like the tribes kind of like clash if they worked well together. If they, I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's just a weird position to be in.
The white man. It's just the white man.
Traumatized by white men.
Anyways.
Okay. Now I think we should fry this. So I have the oil.
So you end up frying it then?
Yeah.
Okay,
So we're
okay.
gonna fry this in some oil. Make sure the temperature is at 350 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wait, let's see who's better, both. Mine or hers?
Mom, don't look.
Mom, look.
Mine's longer. Silence. Were you silent? Or were you silenced?
Are the lumpias? So then how do we plate it?
Yes. So honestly, I just do a bed of lettuce. In the middle, we have our sweet chili sauce, and I just kind of put them around like dumplings. And taste test?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, if y'all can see, if any Filipinos are watching, who did it better?
The true Filipinos will know.
Exactly.
Mine's longer.
Mine's actually well wrapped.
You just agree.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Did you just dip it?
Yeah, just dip it. Take a bite. That's not
No, okay. It's actually really good. Very surprising. I'm good, I know. Honestly,
Surprise.
everything you cook is actually really good.
I
I don't know.
Obviously.
Earlier,
No.
let me tell you, little sneak peek.
What?
Not sneak peek. You know what she was gonna make for us? Potatoes.
Not for you.
Mashed potatoes. But
That was not for them, okay?
of course, okay.
And they were still good.
They actually were really good. But okay, so who taught you this recipe overall?
My mom. My mom, she made me work like a Shein worker, like a Chinese Shein kid. Can't get that. I don't think we can say that.
Oh, we cancel before we
Like
get
a
started.
Temu- like a Temu worker. Guys. She had me working like a Timo kid. Alright, cut that part.
We do not condemn any type of racism in this channel. So as of right now, all
get
our all collaborations that we've had in our channel are gonna be automatically taken off.
I'm still getting paid though, right?
I gotta make small donations though.
No. So
Okay, retake. Like,
okay, yeah. So who taught you to make this dish?
My mom made me, or my mom taught me how to make this dish. She always had me working every Christmas, every birthday, every housewarming. She had me working in the kitchen, rolling up these lumpias.
Oh, they're really good.
Yes.
They're really good.
like
They're
an
really
unpaid
good.
worker.
They're really good. And of course, as y'all were seeing, we do have some jarritos. Back in our culture, that's how we open them. But cheers. Damn, I was thirsty. But no, but besides the thing overall, like, so I know we were talking about, so like, of course, you know, from like the Philippines, we do have lumpia.
The Philippines.
The Philippines, we have, you know, her lumpia. Little Cameron Diaz, little Ate there.
Yeah.
But
All her close friends are Filipino.
but no, like the dish that I was actually gonna show you that we made
Yes.
is actually
Show
mole. So many of y'all know me. Ta-da! I already cut everything and did everything.
Yes.
But
it looks so good.
so mole here, if you see it, it actually has with it. It's like kind of like a little paste and sauce, as you can see. This actually has cookies, pepitas, garbanzos, chocolate. As you know, in Mexico, we love our chocolate, we love our cacao. So it has that. It has some tortillas. It has pan bolillo, which I kind of was saying. It kind of had it alternated, so I added wheat bread. But it's still really good. It's still really chocolatey. The paste actually was already pre-made from Oaxaca. And then back in our culture is we do celebrate Dia de los Muertos. And one of the main dishes that we do is actually the mole. The reason we do the mole is because, you know, it just brings us back to like our ancestors, the way everything is.
Yes.
It's a day to remember. I think I was telling you earlier too, this past weekend with Dia de los Muertos, I have been crying my eyes off with like different videos that just remember. Like there's this video on TikTok with the
Yeah.
grandma, and the grandma was like, "Don't worry, daughter. Like the skull is like, she's part of us. You know, she's an old friend."
Yeah.
And it was just so sad. But
I think Dia de los Muertos is just so beautiful, honoring, you know, your past, you know, ancestors, your pets, your grandpa, your grandparents, because oftentimes people do forget about, maybe not forget, but it just passes their mind of, you know, all the relatives that have passed that have kind of shaped the future and the person that they are. So, you know, being able to honor that, have an offering and honoring that person and thanking them for everything that they've done while they were here is just a beautiful thing. So.
and like I said, you know, like one of the main things that we do is food. You know, food that is like they knew. You know, the saying goes that November 1st and 2nd is the 2 days where sort of like the threshold between the two worlds is like so thin
Yeah.
that they come back and they indulge in what it was to be alive, everything, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what we do, the candles, the fire,
Just
the
being able
earth.
to spend quality time
Yes,
with your family
exactly.
again.
And like, it's kind of crazy to think about it because when I was little, we used to go to like the cemetery and it was like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. And then, of course, my little self was just like in a little corner, just on top of a tombstone, like, I want to hear more. I want to hear more.
Yeah.
But in the Philippines, do you guys have like something similar to Dia de los Muertos or like a holiday that
Yeah.
just kind of embraces like your ancestors and like who they were and, you know, how they shape you to be today, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's actually called Dia de los Muertos or, you know, Day of the Dead, but I do know that we have a day in the year where we honor our past relatives and we also gather at the cemetery and spend the day there. So we'll bring some packed lunch, we'll bring some food, we'll bring all of our cousins, our family, our aunts, our uncles. We'll spend the day at the cemetery kind of just speaking, you know, hanging out, kind of spending quality time with them as if they were still there. And it just feels nice because you get to connect with your family and also kind of have that reminiscent feeling of someone who's passed and it feels like they're still there. So it's very comforting. And I wish we could do it here too, but I don't really have relatives here, so.
Yeah. Met her like, we don't have, see, it's funny because we don't have relatives. I think we have people that we might know. They would just be kind of called like relatives that are close to us.
That's the closest thing. we can
Yeah,
get
so, you know,
to.
which is nice. But I think that's how the life here is in the States.
Yeah.
And there's something like my grandma always says, and I think that's something that stuck to me ever since she told me was like, she's like, being here in the States is like, there's this Mexican song. I think it's called like La Jaula Dorada or something. Los Tigres del Norte, or the Tigers of the North, which is like a golden cage. And the song pretty much describes about
That
how
just sounds like, yeah.
yeah, like, and here in the States, like, you have everything.
Yeah.
Like, if you want something, you have it, but you lack always that like, community, that representation that brings you just back home and overall, which is, something you have to live here with.
I think that family community definitely. But, if you're immigrants, then obviously you have family abroad. But I think having that sense of, community when you find one here, like in Georgia, like, obviously we're in a nice community where we have people who have the same ideology, same views, kind of have suffered the same way or their parents have too. So it's kind of nice to be able to relate in that aspect, and you kind of feel more at home.
Yeah, no. And then something I think we both can invite y'all to do back home is, if there's like a recipe you guys have at home that you guys want to remember or just do, something I got taught is to journal.
Yes.
Journaling.
Yes.
Or if your grandma ever comes from out of the country, visits you, or if you're like on FaceTime with her, recording your elders.
Yeah.
Like, I know something that I said I was going to stick my mind to this year was to learn how to make tamales from scratch. Just because I'm like, we're the next tias and tios to make that.
It's kind of up to us, our responsibility to learn these recipes and pass it down.
So
I know the pressure's on. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and like honestly, like even putting like a little modern twist to it, you know? Like for us, example today, like you didn't have like the food processor. Fun fact, I actually didn't know what it was. So I had to look it up, my immigrant self. But we used the blender. Same thing with me. It's like, I couldn't find the bolillo at the store, so I ended up using the wheat bread and toasted, but it's still the same way. Still gives you that nice little mixture. We're not going Rachel Ray on us now, okay? But still.
It's a nice mix of like traditional versus modernized food.
Yes. And that's, I think that's something we can continue from now on and on and on. But let me, I'll get the plate and then we can.
Yeah. He's going to show you his mole.
Yes.
Rachel Ray better watch out.
Going back to like how we make the mole. So the mole is the paste, right? The paste is just literally just overall when you start simmering, cooking it afterwards. You can do it with enchiladas as well, so you get the tortilla. That's kind of like
They're so good.
You gotta make sure you get corn tortillas. Don't get the flour tortillas.
No. We don't do flour tortilla over here. Yeah.
We do, but for certain things, not enchiladas.
Yeah, or tacos. I feel like for me.
But so flour tortillas are actually really well known in the northern part of Mexico.
Really?
Yeah, they make them from scratch. If you make them from scratch, you don't want it. But you can also, like, the way we do it at home is that we usually make some white rice. Just because white rice goes well with everything,
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm Asian. I know all about that.
Hey, listen. Next segment, we're going to be writing rice. We're going to cook the best rice between us. But
I just like white rice, okay?
Listen, we'll see. But, so pretty much, we get the chicken. Chicken thighs is actually very popular. You're going to put your chicken, you're going to put your rice, and then you're going to get some of the little paste and then put it on top. Or like I said, do enchiladas. Or if you don't want like the full piece of chicken, you can just do like the chicken breast and overall. So I'll let you try and taste it.
Do you want a fork? We can do both.
Yes.
2 forks, yeah.
Cheers. Pinkies are out.
Okay.
Let me. This. All right, so we're gonna taste test this.
Oh, look at that. That was so easy to come off the bone. Fall off the bone. We're gonna get some rice with that.
Oh, hold up, I'm struggling a little bit.
Yeah, let me help you. There you go. Did some rice, some mole sauce. Cheers. That's so good.
It tastes really chocolatey too. You add chocolate to it. A lot of people don't know that. Make a soup overall. No, I'm kidding. No, it's actually pretty good. Grab the trash bag. No.
It's actually really good. Like, it's very comforting. Like, there's a sense of comfort to it that, like, you just taste in the first bite. That's really good. I'm gonna need the recipe.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna use from Oaxaca.
Listen, I got you.
I need the plug.
But overall, as we're ending, I think a take we can take is that every time we like cook a family recipe, we're not just cooking to cook. I feel like we're cooking to write another chapter. And always remember those who came before us.
Yes.
And I think that's like the beauty of what food does, we might tweak it a little bit, or we might just like make our own infusion of it. But at least we'll remember those people that came before us,
Yes,
remember those
it's-
families and everything.
It's a way to connect them, even if you've never met like your great grandpa or grandmother. It's a way you can connect with them without speaking any words. You've literally shared the same food, same recipe, the same culture. So it's kind of showing that connection and gratitude towards them.
Yeah, no, which is actually pretty neat. It's
Yes.
pretty neat. So I invite y'all to actually write your recipes that you have family-wise. Journal out in the comments, DM me with them, or just anything or any food that particularly they have in your culture that reminds you of you. I think I would like to hear, some different dishes, or if there's a certain dish that you guys actually have perfected over the years, which some families have actually done that. They've done it for hundreds of years already. And then just like tweak it a little bit, or they keep the same recipe from that, okay?
Tell us your favorite traditional food that you make that you've really nailed. I really am curious.
Yes, no, we actually both are. But so tune in for the next episode. Like, subscribe, share. And honestly, check one's channels out here if you want to try them. And listen, follow her on TikTok. She makes some really bomb-ass recipes that are really quick, really easy, and very nutritional too. So you want to like
get your protein in. Yeah.
So,
Thanks,
thanks for watching again. Okay, we'll see you on the next episode.
But eat.
Yeah, I'm about to eat.